You may have seen the pictures of Alicia Duval, who stepped out after having yet more plastic surgery, and Pete Burns, who displayed his latest piercings at London Fashion Week.
With £2.3 billion a year being spent on cosmetic treatments, today we're asking, why do so many people want to go under the knife? And is plastic really fantastic?
Well, Pete joins us now along with the Guinness World Record holder for having the most plastic surgery procedures, Cindy Jackson, and celebrity fitness guru Irene Estrie, who thinks plastic surgery is only a quick fix and that we should all embrace growing old gracefully. And welcome. Thank you all very much for coming in. Pete, you said something to me quite interesting just before we started, because you've got a new single coming out
called Never Marry an Icon.
Yeah, and you've got a tour which we'll put all the details on the website, but you said, I'm not just about plastic surgery. Now, does there come a point when that, because of, and you said here, I think the last time you were in here, you were a work in progress, does that overtake the other things that you do in your life?
Well, no, what happened to me was a plastic surgery disaster by a surgeon called Maurizio Vale, and basically that took my singing career away completely. So I spent 2 years undergoing reconstructive surgery. I never quite got back onto the singing loop. I was saved. I went all over the world to the best surgeons I could find, and no one could save me from what he'd done. It was going to be lip amputation, throat amputation, jaw amputation, and I found a surgeon in Italy, a cancer reconstructive specialist called Giovanni Ferrando, who's now set up practice in London, who maintains my face and maintains the damage that still goes on with it.
So, and this went to court. It was very widely publicised.
Yeah, I won
half a huge conversation. Yeah. You would say, I suppose, then in that case, if you're thinking of having this, then be very careful who you go to.
I would err with caution. I would only go to the best. I wouldn't take names off people. I think it's important to familiarise yourself with your plastic surgeon so they understand you completely, so they know what you're going for, and to stick with the same one as long as possible, don't surgeon hop.
Cindy, your surgery is slightly different. I mean, yours was for aesthetic reasons entirely, wasn't it?
Yes, I wanted to look better, and I did use the classic rules of beauty that were set out by Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci.
Okay, and you feel that surgery is actually a leveller. And you feel that, and these are your words, it helps ugly people get more equal opportunity.
Well, that's right. I mean, if you're born beautiful, that's one thing. I mean, you guys obviously have good looks on your side, so that helps you in your television career, and that's the reason you're on TV today, as opposed to people hosting the show who maybe don't have the same aesthetics. It helps everyone to look better in their job and in the modern society we live in.
How many procedures and what sort of things have you had?
Well, I've had over 50 different procedures. Those weren't all full-scale operations with anesthetic. I had 14 operations with anesthetic over 22 years.
And like Pete, are you a work in progress?
No, I'm pretty much done, but it's now maintenance. I wouldn't start to have surgery again just for the sake of it. Nothing needs doing at the moment, so
if as you get older, because it gets harder and harder and harder to hold back time, and then the first wrinkles come through and you think, well, I can get those sorted, I get that, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, that's it. And as you get older, you get more and more and more. And
I already am older.
So, yeah.
but
what happens as you get even older? Would you continue then? Because
Definitely.
we've got those sort of scary examples, haven't we, that we see in the newspapers.
That's because they don't go to good surgeons.
Well, people like Jocelyn Wildenstein, who she really has gone about as far as you really can go.
Well, I think she wanted to look a particular way.
That's her
not
choice.
Normal. You know, that's not. I wanted classic, natural looks. A lot of people want something different.
And is this what you say, Pete? This is choice. This is the way I want to look. This is what I want to do.
I think if Jocelyn Wildenstein hadn't been happy with her looks in the first place, she should have disappeared off the planet. I think she's happy with how she looks. That's her aesthetic, and people should be allowed to follow their own aesthetic. This is my aesthetic. This is not classical good looks. I've gone as far as I will go. Now mine is going to be maintenance.
Irene, we're talking about maintenance here. Isn't it a better option for everybody to maintain themselves through healthy exercise, diet, looking after yourself? I mean, is that an option also?
Well, for me, it is the option. It's the way forward, I believe. I like the concept of natural ageing, healthy lifestyle, good nutrition, plenty of exercise. Facial exercises are great for toning the face. There's lots you can do, but it's my personal choice. I have every respect for these guys who have their own personal choice. The problems that arise are very much psychological, and there's a lot of depression attached to this whole plastic surgery situation. There's a lot of very vulnerable, frail people who are chasing eternal youth, and
you had a very knowing look on your face then. What did that mean?
I counsel people who are considering surgery, and I've seen that side of it, but it is the minority. Most people who have surgery are really happy with the results. They go in healthy patients who don't have any issues with their own sanity. They just want to look better. That's the overwhelming motivation most people
I
have
think the
surgery.
thing is that you will see pictures in the press of people and it does seem extreme, and then the whole industry then gets tarnished with...
What you don't see are the happy, normal people who
Or
are
know about it.
Well, that's
exactly.
the thing, because there'll be a great many people who've had a little bit of work done here and
That's
there,
right.
make themselves feel better, and you don't actually know that
I
they've had
don't
it
think
done.
there's a soul on TV who hasn't had a little bit of work done.
I haven't yet, but I know I will do.
I think
I
that
probably will.
You know, this subtle procedure, a very subtle procedure that sort of enhances an overall nice appearance. The first procedure that sort of switches on your confidence, that's appealing, but it doesn't seem to stop there. Now, if you're quite happy with yourself, I don't think you would be vulnerable enough and frail enough to need to change yourself. You're not broken. Why fix
But
yourself?
I like to think of myself as being quite a confident person. I think I'm quite level-headed.
Yes.
But I know I will, at some point in my life, probably have a little something done. Like, I know that will happen. But I know I'm not going to go to the extreme as well. And I definitely know it's not because I'm insecure in some way.
But you know, most people say that, but they do. It becomes very addictive. It becomes...
Not for everyone.
Well, I'm working with it every day, and I'm finding it very alarming. I'm finding it very
I think-
sad. It's great for you and you're happy, but the people I'm dealing with are very frantic
Yeah.
about staying young.
Well, we were talking about Alicia Duval, and she's not here to
Right.
discuss herself, so be careful what we say. But she has said in a previous interview, I've had so many operations, I can't feel my stomach, my left breast, or anything under my right arm. I've had 15 boob jobs, I've changed my eyes and nose, had to face this. My philosophy is, if it can be changed, it will be. She's also had unusual surgeries to shorten her toe on both feet, because her second toes were too much longer than the big toes. But having said that, I mean, she says she's got sort of numbness. How far is too far?
That's
How do you
too
know?
far.
How do you know when to
That's too
stop,
far.
Pete? How would you know when that's enough now?
When you go through what I went through with Maurizio Vale, I would never had cosmetic surgery again. And luckily I found someone who could save me and rebuild my face.
What about these aren't, what are these? Are these
piercings.
They are piercings.
Yeah.
Does that count, or is that
Fantastic
just a
makeup.
facial enhancement?
It's a way of wearing jewellery. I didn't want to glue them on. It's practical. My makeup's tattooed on by a lady called Cara, so I'm ready quicker.
So when you look in the mirror now, do you see a face that you're happy with?
I see exactly what I want to see. I see a human Bratz doll.
A human Bratz doll, and was that what you wanted to?
Yeah.
That was the look.
Yeah.
That was what you wanted. And when you look in the mirror and you see the work and the money that's been involved, are you happy with what you see?
I am, and I'm not always looking for the next operation or to improve it. I think I've done the best I could with what I had to work with. So
What about, just ask you about this, because it's becoming more and more available to everybody. This is something that was in the paper today, and this looks incredibly appealing. This is the sort of before and after here. This is a gentleman before he went in. This is in Sunday's paper.
Quite remarkable.
And there's after. And this is a sort of lunchtime liposuction.
Less than 4 hours. This was his lunchtime.
Which
I approve.
That's incredibly appealing, provided you go to someone
need to
that
do your research.
is
You
But
recommended.
really
why
need to-
should he spend his life in the gym trying to achieve that when he can get it done in 4 hours and go home and read a book?
So it's the quick fix thing, isn't it, really?
But
Yeah, quick fixes. I'm all
easier.
Is there
for them.
anything wrong with a quick?
No, there's nothing wrong with it as long as it makes you happy. I'm dealing
Gives you
with
more
women-
time to do other things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
also
dealing with-
believe in keeping fit. I mean, the six-pack,
I keep
yes,
fit.
surgically create it, but then maintain it, because
Yeah,
it
you have
doesn't
to
help. This
maintain
doesn't
it.
help
That
your
will not
cardio.
stay like that. That fat will go somewhere else. Absolutely. Do you agree with that?
Yes, definitely.
Well, I think
It
that
doesn't
fat is in a
maintain your
jar,
cardio-
but,
Yeah.
but I suppose
Yeah,
you've
but
got
it
to
will
eat
develop
carefully, or it will
again.
come back again.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
definitely.
Thank you very much
It is
indeed. Thank you.
fascinating. Thank
We'll put all the
you.
details of your tour and your single on our
Never
website
marry
as
an
well, Pete.
icon.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Well,
Thank you.
today
On
we're
iTunes.
running a